Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful week of the TCR GrG series presented by TypeShift. This is season 4, folks, and boy, do we have a nail biter for you here at the SimRacingGP. The drivers are live and in the practice session right now, so let's get to seeing what they're all about right now. And here we are. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to join us in the chat wherever you do find us, folks, because that's where you're going to be able to get into all of the nitty-gritty and poke your finger at me and have some fun, and maybe have some fun with the drivers as well. Don't forget to use the rewards on the Twitch channel. If that's something that you're into, we have channel points, and we might do some predictions if that's something I can figure out and get going. Other than that, let's talk about the standings really quickly before we go for a quick break before the session for qualifying goes live. We've got Akeem in first place. That's Ayman Akeem bin Abbas in 155 points. Then we got Salman Saud in P2 with 152. Really close up at the front. Keyshawn Hall, who is active, he is 145 in third place. Jake Foucher in fourth place with 91, trailing pretty far behind. Charlie Monk in fifth, not here tonight. Joe Kronk in sixth at 61 points. Ramiro Perez with 59. Derek McCord with 51. Francisco Ballet has left the championship right now. Charlie Monk, excuse me. Diego Juguez and the Lotta Vista is active with 19 points. Don Bessel with 16 points, and I am the commentator here for the championship. And as always, if this is something that interests you, please go ahead and join us on the Discord. I will go ahead and get the link up on screen right now. Join us on Discord, folks. Scan that QR code. Go ahead and find us in the TCR chat room. And you can always go ahead and sign up at SimRacing.gp and look for GrG's community, and you will be able to watch us or join us out on track. 40 seconds left before we get to the qualifying session, so let's just take a quick break before that gets going. Thank you, folks. Stand by. And the server has gone live. Qualifying has begun. You have 5 minutes till the start of the race to get in here, folks. You've got the server information listed for you at the top of your screen. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to jump in and register as soon as you can. And of course, this is the spiciest of tracks. This is the Norisring, mostly a MotoGP track, but man, oh man, do they have some good racing here. Home of the German MotoGP round since 1998, the track begins with a sinuous series of sweeping curves for opening out to the fast back section, with considerable elevation changes continuously. As well as bike racing has been a mainstay for the ADAC, GT Masters, and other national championships on 4 wheels, as well as being one of the ADAC's major driver training facilities. Origins of the facility of the circuit began in mid-1920s when 2 locals took on the task of organizing races on the roads around the Saxon town, the hostel Erstal. Sepp Wagner and Paul Berger began inspiring other early motorcycle races in the area, including Marienburg races, and had begun a few years earlier. Despite some opposition from the locals, the pair formed a motorbike, and by 1927 were ready to host racing. Wow, oh wow. The first race on Ascension weekend drew 140,000 spectators, and 1928's event was no less popular. It also proved especially treacherous, with no fewer than 41 accidents during its course. The Red Cross reported treating 21 people during the 133 calls for assistance. Understandably, local officials called a halt to the proceedings, and it wasn't until 1934 that racing actually resumed, and this time with the race hosting the prestigious Grand Prix of Germany, held as part of the prestigious European Motorcycle Championship. Unfortunately, the dangers were ever present. 3 drivers were killed, including 1933 European champion Gunnar Kalin and 1934 champion Paul Dumerter. The race continued on, and in 1937, the circuit adopted SimRacing name after the closure of the Grillberg Dretsch course and the Thadner Forest, which had previously used the monk ear. Sadly, that year saw death of Scotsman Jimmy Guthrie, who had become the crowd favorites after victories in the 1935 and 36 races. But the circuit became East Germany's racing hub, and new driver training facility helped revive the racing here at the SimRacing, and further revisions has improved the safety here. And I think we can see that with the drivers taking course today. Taking a look at the times right now, it's awfully close at the front right now, with best laps coming out for the 126s for Shogun and Salman Saud. Radiant Shogun being Akeem, obviously. And then 28s coming out for Diego Hungas and Ramiro Perez, and Jake Foucher not trailing too far behind, only 3/10 adrift from Ramiro Perez, but I bet there's going to be some additional pace coming out of these drivers as the track grubbers in. Waiting to see Joe Kronk and Keyshawn Hall get out on track, but maybe Joe's gone, and Keyshawn Hall will eventually be able to get into the server. Diego's gone out on track just the one time and has not gone back to the pits yet. So on that same set of tires, He is improving a little bit on his personal best, and he did improve by a considerable amount there. And 28 threes. Oh, excuse me, that last lap was invalid, actually, so did not go up on the board. And here is the Raiden Shogun, Akeem, even going even faster through that second sector, almost a 10th quicker on his own personal time. And we have crossed the threshold to register for race 1, but there will be 2 races here tonight, folks. So you can go ahead and register for the second event of the night. Ramiro Perez is really close to, I think that might be the Shogun in front. No, that's Salman, I think. That is Salman. He's might be getting a little bit of a toe there. He is improving. That was an improvement on his last lap, that 18.4 being his fastest lap last lap. But I wonder if this lap will go even faster, having some more draft action, or if that's something that won't really affect him too much. It might actually hinder him during this fact session as he gets some washout, possibly. Sounds like Keyshawn Hall is having some technical issues. It may not be able to resume us back on track. Action is still live, folks. We've only got about a second gap separating 1 through 4. Seeing a lot of invalid laps for these drivers now. Here we go. What does Shogun have to give it his all going into Sector 2? Not quite enough. That might have invalidated that lap, actually. Ramiro Perez going a little bit faster through Sector 2. Almost faster by a second. Holy Toledo. That is ought to improve his time by quite a bit, regardless of what he had in the first sector. If he can keep it together through the second sector, that'll be a net improvement for Ramiro Perez and might drag him forward. Going to the line, is that valid? Does he get it to the line? 127.3. He does jump Diego by just a hair, though. If Ramiro Perez can improve his sector 1 time and keep it together through sector 3, he is on it. I think he might has figured out the rhythm and the rhyme of this TCR car, this Alfa Romeo, around this German ring. And that will be it for this qualifying session, folks. That is it. Raiden Shogun will get P1. Salman Saud in P2, just 0.2 behind. Ramiro Perez in P3 with 0.8. Then we've got Hunguez in with 1.4 behind in P4, and Jake Foucher with 2.5 behind. So we will see how this all plays out when the race goes live. This will be an exciting one, folks. Stand by and we will get this race going in just a few minutes. Alrighty, everybody, here we go, and we are about to get all the drivers on the grid for this formation, and the fans look so excited here above the pit lane. The ADAC flags, the BBS wheel flags are flying and flapping in the wind. We saw in the event info, we just had a 2 km/h gusting wind. And the track temperature is going to be 30 degrees Celsius, and the air is going to be 20 degrees Celsius. Got the QR code to join our Discord, folks. Go ahead and scan it and join us live for the next race. Got 5 minutes before the next session. Away we go, everybody. Here we are for round 4. Round 5, excuse me, of the Saxon Rink. Round we go, side by side, going through the S's. Oh, the 25 has absolutely lost it. That might be Ramiro Perez. And that looks like Ramiro Perez for getting out on the dirt. And Saud and the Shogun bump and grind through the first complex of S's. That might be the Castrol Omega. It was that corner where they collided there at the bottom of the crest and got back together again here towards Sternquell. The fast left-hander coming down towards Carthnall. Of course, I'll get the pronunciations better as time goes on. This hasn't even been 2 minutes into this race, folks, and we've already had a lot of bumping and grinding and some calamity. Oh, Salman Saud again on the inside, really trying to go for it on Akeem, not letting him have any of it, positioning his car very defensively, even bottoming out through the final corner. Oh, slow down for track limits of penalty abuse, Jake Foucher as well. Uh-oh, we've got a bit of calamity now with the slowdown penalties. Is that just for Jake Foucher now? I want to see if I can see who else might have one. Radon Shogun also got a slowdown penalty. And Jake Foucher, so that's 2 drivers with pretty significant slowdown penalties that will get them closer to their enemies, I guess, down the field. Man, oh man, is that going to spice things up. Where are they getting this penalty? Maybe right there as we saw it. Looked like he went a little bit over the line. There it was. We saw it live. Yep, Salman Saud getting a slowdown penalty as well. As he went through Sternquell pretty aggressively over the curb on the entry there. Really just got the rear end to step out by using that white line almost. Jake Foucher might have to take his slowdown penalty sooner rather than later, but he's in a battle right now with Hunges. Rated Shogun also has a slowdown penalty though, so that'll keep things tight up front, but Jake Foucher will have to slow down. And these 2 drivers up front keeping it really close, obviously not serving their slowdowns though. Just a half second separating the front runners right now. And the battle for 4th and 3rd also within a half second right now. Just about 11 minutes left in this race right now. Oh, he goes off. No, he's off. And that's the battle for the lead gone sideways for Akeem. Where is he able to rejoin? Where did he rejoin? Who knows what happened? But Jake Foucher has now gained 2 positions. He's now 2 seconds behind Salman Saud. That is Raiden Shogun. And that'll be hard for him to catch up, but he's managing to do so. Oh, man. And a slowdown penalty now for Ramiro Perez for abusing track limits. This is Ramiro Perez trying to chase down Jake Foucher in their twin Alfa Romeo badges. And Diego now with another slowdown penalty for his abuse of track limits. It's happening to everybody, everywhere. I would like to see a safety car at this point reset the grid, but I'm sure that wouldn't be possible. Get the drivers to all agree to that. Raiden Shogun getting another slowdown penalty. Trying to do his best to catch up to Saud, but that's not happening right now. Not with those penalties hitting him hard and fast. That was invalidating his last lap as well. So not able to see how much the gap is coming down right now. Got a little bit of data between Jake Foucher and Ramiro Perez that last lap. It looks like Ramiro Perez was about a half second faster. So that will come down within the next 2 or 3. And expect that pass to be made smooth and swiftly. This is the battle for P1 between the Shogun and Salman Saud. Oh, slowdown penalty again on the exit of the final corner. And Diego is not having a good time in getting his continuously. Oh no, and Foucher's gone off and Ramiro's gonna go through here at Omega. No. And that's how the move is made. I guess that's what went down. One little mistake here at the Saxon Ring, and Foucher gets another slowdown penalty. Seems like his rhythm has been off just a little bit there. And staying close at the front, this gap has not really drifted away from being around 1.5, 1.6 now. Since the last round of slowdown penalties, I think. And the drivers look like there's tiptoeing on the line. And that might have been one for the Shogun. I think it might have been a slowdown for the Shogun. I don't know for sure. And most importantly, how the slowdowns are paid out, I'm not too sure. Voucher again with the slowdown penalties. Man, he is really not having it right now. No required pit lanes, or no required pit stops, excuse me. No required compound changes or anything like that for this race. So the driver's got 5 minutes left to get it to the end. And again, for one last time, you've got 5 minutes before the registration will close for race 2. So you've got about 5 more seconds to do so. And here is the QR code to join the Discord, folks. Go ahead and scan that on your phone, join the Discord, and then go ahead and find the TCR and or DTM sign up links. Raiden Shogun with the penalty. Man. If this was Formula 1 rules, these drivers would all be black and white flagged by this point. I think everybody has pretty much gone off by at least 2 times or 3 times. Shogun again. Man. Shows you how much these drivers really are pushing it onto themselves or onto each other as well, where they're really trying to get any advantage they possibly can. The gap just to a half second now, though. Oh, man. It'll just be one slip up from either of these drivers will change this order for the front. Tiny slip up or slow down penalty. It is under a second now. Under half second, excuse me. 4/10 separating the front runners. 3.5 minutes left. That's going to be 2 laps at this rate. This one, plus 1 more. And that'll be it. It'll be close. No, it will be 3 laps, excuse me. It will be 3 laps left. This lap, 1 more with the white flag, and then that last lap. Not sure if the Shogun can do anything about this now without any big off, and he has one of his own. Oh, that might have just been a graphical error. Okay, he's okay. Looked like he drifted off for just a second, but no, he's okay. And that might be a presumptuous phrase or term to use, because okay, as he slipped away to 1.5 now, away from the leader. You know, sometimes you do have to shake it off and just get outside of that 1 second gap to get back into your rhythm, to get that pace back, to stop following the driver in front's line. That might be what he's doing now. It's definitely going to be 2. It's definitely going to be 2. Oh man, you can see him swirling that car around. One more lap. This will be it, I believe. 10 laps, folks, here at the ring. Oh, hello. No sub alert. Oh, no. How did I not make that happen? I apologize. I don't know why that's not working. I'll have to look into that. There should be a sub alert. There should be a sub alert. Oh, no, there are not sub alerts. I do not have that bot in here, I don't think. I am so sorry, my lord. But welcome, sir. Thank you very much for hanging out, Mr. Gas 300. Gotta give it the gas, of course. See you get into the race room, ring man. I think we might be able to squeeze you in. Hope you're doing all right. Hope your week's been going well. You've gotten some rest, but the race is about to end, this one. And I wonder how the drivers are faring with their tires right now towards the end of this. Not a lot of damage to report that I can see up on the board, but the drivers may have gotten some themselves. This will be it, everybody. Salman Saud takes P1 of race 1 and Raiden Shogun in P2. And we're going to be taking P3 for Ramiro Perez and Jake Foucher. And then we're going to have Diego Hunguez take P5. And that will wrap it up for us here. For this round, at least. Salman Saud with the win and the fastest lap, the 126.1. Wow, really blew it away. 126.6 being the next fastest from the Shogun. Yeah, 127.5, 127.9, 127.7 for Hunguez. But consistency being the key here. Winning it at the Saxon ring. Luke's League. No, this is not Luke's League, unfortunately. This is going to be the GrG League. And we'll need a quick minute between the races very quickly, as the session needs to reset. All right, everybody, welcome back for race 2. I've been good, the back's been worse, but we're getting ready for race 2 now, so we'll stick to that. Let's get it on, the drivers are saying. Ready to go for race 2. Formation is set. We've got 45 seconds left in this waiting period. Only one compound. The hard is it for everybody right now. Diego Unguez, Jake Foucher, Ramiro Perez, and the Raiden Shogun taking off for this epic race 2 reverse format. So we will see some debauchery going into turn 1 as things get inverted. I think Unguez goes to the back right away. And that looks like Foucher and Ramiro Perez nose to tail, no side by side. Ramiro wants to get through on Foucher when he can and get an advancement on Saud and Raiden Shogun when he can, and I think he will do so, and he does go still side by side, isn't quite through yet. No, when will it end? Okay, now they're through, nose to tail, bumping and grinding. Foucher is being pushed by Ramiro through the ring, and Foucher goes a little deep and wide, allows Ramiro to go through, but in the rear mirror, we see what's going on in the background. Oh my goodness, Foucher gets a slowdown penalty now. Let's see if we can get an action camera of this. Man, this is epic stuff. Now it looks like Shogun has already gotten advanced into P1 on lap 1. Or Perez into P2 now, and that's 3+ for the Shogun. And Foucher's -1 overall, getting a second slowdown penalty on 1 lap now. Now it looks like Salmonsu's getting sucked up by Diego Unguez, and Unguez might be able to pull an over-under switchback on the Saud, but nope, tucks in single file for now. And the Alfa Romeos are still nose to tail, this time Foucher running astern of Ramiro on lap 2. Alternating lines there, coming over the top of Coca-Cola curve, it looks like. Foucher getting additional slowdown penalties now, fighting with Salmon Saud. They went side by side through the Saxon curve. Epic stuff, nose to tail. That's Ramiro Perez and Salmon Saud. Saud wanting to get through, bumps Ramiro in the butt. And man, that flicks Saud a way bit back, but he was able to recover neatly. Able to recover neatly indeed. And back within half a second of Ramiro Perez. And he's going to want to make that move again. Same time, same place. He'll do it again, the Madman, I bet you. On board with the Madman Salmon Saud. Oh, looking at the inside. That door is promptly shut. Tucks in right behind Ramiro. That's TCR bumping in, grinding. A little more touching there from Ramiro and Saud, but all's fair in love and war. Side by side, coming up to the Saxon curve. Do they have it? Nose to tail. Coming out of the final corner. Nope, they're doing all right. And are they catching up in front? They sure are. Romeo Perez is about a 10th faster than the Shogun. So maybe Saud is better off holding in single file and letting this all play out. There is the battle for P1 right now, dropping within a half second now. And the Shogun now under fire from not only Romeo Perez, but also from Salman Saud, his competitor, primary competitor from race 1. Iguguez, slow down, penalty. Ooh, looking on the inside of the final corner, Romeo Perez returns to the racing line, but goes wide, touches his wheel into the sand, and that's going to slow him down, leave him super vulnerable. Romeo Perez is weaving all over the track to try to fold down the block. Can he do so going into the first corner? I hope so. Inside line turns into the outside line, turns back into the inside. Can he hold on until Omega? He cannot do so. Oh, maybe he is back. Almost for Coca-Cola, but he's going to lose it now. Can't tuck in there. Now 3/10 turns into 9/10 back from the leader now. I think that Sugunget is really close to Jake Foucher in the background. It sure is. Then half second there, but we've got the battle for first. Saud into the sand. Pulls the Romeo Perez and now might be under fire. No, he's got a significant gap back, as Romeo Perez seemed to have had an incident of his own to slow down the gap. Now side by side, Saud and Shogun. Oh, on the inside, goes a little deep, bumping and grinding. Now we've got the Shogun trying to bump Saud back. Get the position he deserved and was holding on to for so long, but it's gone now. That 9/10 gap has evaporated in less than one lap. Unbelievable pace out of Salman Saud. Ooh, is this going to be a snapback by the Shogun? It might be. It is going to be collision, though. I think I call that a pass with avoidable contact, and now Saud spins the Shogun. Wow, oh wow, I'm speechless almost to hear what happened. Sounds like Saud lost the rear end and was pushing the Shogun through the bottom of Omega. And Ramiro Perez was actually able to get through in all that calamity. 5 minutes left. Less than a quarter of this race is remaining. Oh, big dive from the Shogun up to Ramiro Perez. That's the same move that was pulled last lap. Ended in calamity. I wonder if Ramiro Perez will be just as polite as Salman Saud was. Here at the bottom of Castrol Omega, headed towards Coca-Cola Curve. No incidences to report there. Oh, and it looks like a big drift out of the Shogun. His rear end stepping out quite a bit, and that's going to leave him very vulnerable coming into the back section. I think he's not going to have a lot of faith in those rear tires any longer. And here it is. The attack is on, like sharks smelling blood in the water. Ramiro Perez slowing down. Salman Saud, though, side by side with Ramiro Perez coming to the section curve. Three-way battle for the lead. This is 1, 2, 3, everybody. It is easy as do, re, mi to sign up for this championship. Go ahead and join our Discord. There's the QR code. Use it if you dare. Go ahead and sign up for the TCR and DTM championships here on Race Room. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 8 for you East Coasters, 9 for you Argentinians, and Brazilians, I believe. Oh, that might be getting to track limits there for Ramiro Perez. So 2 minutes remaining as the drivers come up to the final corner. That will mean 2 more laps. So we will only see 11 this race. So any of the drivers betting on 11 would have gotten it. Three tenths separating P1 and P2 right now, and Ramiro goes off. That is Salman Saud to go through. Ramiro's off again and again. And that will shut the door on Ramiro's chance for anything better than P3. Man, oh man. So now it's a 2-pony race for P1. Salman Saud's Got a clear run at the Shogun. Bump in the rump through the final corner, giving him the hurry up for sure. Now it will be side by side. Oh, getting pushed in towards the pit wall. Side by side action between the drivers. This is clean TCR racing, at least. Bump in the rump, same place, same time here at the Castrol Omega corner on the inside of Coca-Cola. That's not going to work there. And Salman Saoud's 4/10 back from P1. Two tenths now between the leader. Oh, big wiggle from the Audi in front. I don't know if Saoud's got enough to make it happen. Going for the alternate line. Big block from the Shogun. Really positioned his car well through these final two corners. It'll be a drag to the line, but I think it's over. Drag to the line. P1 will go to the Shogun. P2 for Saud. Romeo Perez in P3, and Faucher will take 4th, and Unguez will take 5th. Winner being Shogun and the fastest lap going after Ramiro Perez. Wow, with the 126.2. Really hustling that car, almost as fastest lap of this series right now. Of race 5, I mean event 5. And that will wrap it up for us here tonight, folks. Thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with me. I appreciate all the love and support. But I do got to say, if you want to join us, if you want to come hang out, please join us. You know where to find us, SimRacing.gp, sponsored by Type Shrift. Thank you so much for hanging out. And as always, please, everybody, remember to stay safe. Have a great night. Bye.